has been something new and something interesting. I see the various challenges that you all have been putting in, and I believe all of that is contributing to the different aspects of leadership, and also it's bringing forth lots of new ideas. And even as you all are thinking about what you may be looking at in terms of business, uh, including your own professions, etc. Am I right? Um, so
Yes, we were very busy.
yeah, I think it's a continuous activity every day.
Yeah.
And also, I believe the last week, the last session when I had with you all, we spoke lots about entrepreneurial competencies, and I think that also brought us to some different, various aspects that we were looking at. And today, I think we are going to continue from where we left off. And this time, we were going to speak about key business goals, and how do we achieve them, how do we work towards them, as well as how can you find a faster and easier way to achieve those goals. Okay. And I wanted to take you just roughly through the core competencies that we discussed the last time. And these are the core competencies. We spoke about risk taking, out of the box thinking, problem solving, taking initiatives, persistence, persuasion, and social skills, business management skills, critical thinking skills. So I think these were the key entrepreneurship competencies that we talked about. And in order to achieve them, in order to achieve our goals, we need to identify what are the goals. And I summarized here some of the key aspects of what are goals, key business goals. I want to ask you also for your opinion. And key business goals we will look at is the objective that a business or a company or any organization, whether whatever organization that you set up, what is the objective that you set for yourself to achieve, and over a given period of time. Okay, then you all know about goals, the characteristic of goals, about SMART and all. So I believe that each of you already have looked at what are the different aspects of it. But key important thing about goals is that the goals must be aligned with the overall mission and vision. Okay, so let me come back to you and ask you. I believe some of you are already in business. I remember some of you were telling me about you're in the education business, some of you are in the construction business, etc. So let me ask you, I think I want to get your feedback quickly. If you're already in business, what are your goals? Because we are going to be talking about goals today and the framework. So if you're already in business, are you having goals? What are your goals? If you're not in business, but you intend to go into business, what would be your goals? Because some of you spoke about you are now in education profession, and maybe you'll be thinking about starting up a business, taking over a family business. What would be your goal? Why do you want to do that? And if you are not in either one, what do you think should be business goals for business people? Around you, there are a lot of businesses which have been going on in business for a long time. But you then think, why are these people trying to make so much of money? Why are they charging so much? Why are their services not so good? But these people's business and service are good. So when you look at them, you'll be thinking, why are they doing this? So what do you think? What do you think their business goal should be? I think these are some ideas which we all may have. So can you all give me some ideas? I believe I wanted to share the screen, and let me just quickly run through. These were the competencies that we spoke about. This is the types of goals. Goals should be set for itself over a given period of time. They should be SMART. They should be aligned with the vision and mission. If you're already in business, what are your goals? If you're not in business, what do you think you would like to do? What are your goals if you are going to go into business? And what do you think should be the business goals for any particular businesses? Can invite at least one or two of you. Give me some ideas. Those of you who are already in business, I think there were 3 or 4 of you who are already in business, right? So you can unmute and give me what 1 or 2 goals which you have.
Uh, Mr. Nara, I have some goals in my business.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 businesses. My goal is to be quality,
Mm-hmm.
that my business and what I'm offering or serving must be a quality. They have a quality.
Yeah.
And also I am thinking, I think about teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
There must be a good team. And I think it is a very important part in business to be
Mm-hmm.
a good team. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes, Mr.
Thank
Nara,
you.
may I?
Yes, please, Dr. Halima. Thank you, thank you, Dr. Nara. I think this is 2 very good points. Thank you. Please go ahead, Dr. Halima.
Yes, Mr. Nara. So if I talk about my business goal, so first thing I have is that since I am into like training sector, so first thing would be like my number of trainees. So for that, I have, um, I have, I should not say that it is a goal, or I can say that still it is in the phase of desire, I can say, because I have given the slogan as motivate million people. Okay, but this million, how I am going to achieve? I have not broken it into the phase wise or year wise or month wise or day wise. So that's why I can say it is just a desire till now. It has to be a goal, but I have not worked out on that. But that is my back of my business, that I have to reach to the million people. Okay. Then secondly, I want to like influence the people's life, like whomsoever we are providing the training, their life should change. Like their life, whatever they were before getting the training, after getting the training, there should be some difference. I should not say that 100%, but maybe 20 to 25% or 30 to 35% performance increment, confidence level enhancement, success level, success satisfaction and enhancement. So this is again another my goal, that I should influence the people, touch the people's life, whosoever is coming to under my business, under my services.
Excellent. Those are also excellent goals. Thank you, Dr. Halima.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will take those goals. Those who are not in business, for example, I think there are a few others who are not in business. Would you want to share if you have what may be your goal if you want to go into business? What would be the goal? Sana?
I would like to add some points.
Yes.
I would
Yes.
like to add some points. In future, if I have any business, I will try to improve my accessibility, and I keep an eye to the improvement and will monitor the range of that particular sector. Should be wide and it should cover more and more area, and yes, quality should be served before then any other particular.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sana. I think the line was a little bit disruptive, but I was able to catch at least some of the points that you were saying about improvement, quality, etc. Okay. Thank you all so much. I will move on, and since I'm going to share these notes with you, so please you could make use of them later to see how they can be added on, and the various points that you might also add on to them. Okay. I have summarized here a little bit. I know it's a bit detailed wordings, But the reason why I wanted to do this was to give you, just like just now, three of you shared, and it's wonderful because some of those points are actually here. Many times we think about starting a business just to make money. Okay? And of course, ultimately that is the intention. The intention of starting a business is to earn more than, as what we were working somewhere as an employee. As a business, you can multiply many fold. And then as a businessman or a businesswoman, you may be able to provide employment, etc., etc. So I'll run through this very quickly. What are some examples of goals? As we spoke about this course, we are talking about specifically for women. But just imagine these goals we are talking about. Does it make a difference whether it's men or women? It's really the same, right? So, but in case of when we are dealing with women, there may be a different aspect of looking at some of these goals. So look at examples here: growth and expansion. We want to go into new markets. When you start a business, you may be originally thinking about whom can you sell to. Sell to the family members, sell to the friends, and then you sell to the broader market. But not only that, now we can think about going to much bigger markets. Dr. Halima is a great example from where she was originally. The home base, she has actually been now expanding countrywide, expanding regional, expanding international. Okay, so you're talking about launching new products, launching new services, and ultimately you want to grow the customer base so that it can be stable. So when you think about your business, look at it and take these as your goals. These are your high level goals, and as what Dr. Halima talked about, when you're talking about touching 1 million people, you then want to break it down into smaller chunks. Okay, then profitability and sustainability. There is no harm in saying you want to make money. You need to make money, because only if you make money, then you can survive for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, maybe 50 years, and then hand over the business to somebody, right? You need to be profitable. You must make cash flow. You must be sustainable. This means that you have to increase your revenue, not just profit. Only when you increase your revenue, you can increase profit. You must reduce cost. If your revenue doesn't increase, then you have to reduce costs. Manage your cash flow. Profit is not the only thing. You don't make a lot of profit, but your customer doesn't pay you. I think some of you will know in the business that you are in. If your customer doesn't pay you, you cannot pay others. You cannot pay your supplier, you cannot pay your employees. So business must be viable. So think of these as your specific goals. And if you haven't touched these points, then now you need to add these into your business planning strategies. Customer acquisition. If you are selling to just 10 customers today, you need to increase more customers. You need to develop a loyal customer base, because suddenly somebody will open shop next to you and they will steal all the customers. Effective marketing and customer service. The other thing is retaining customers. You got one very good customer, but can he stay with you? How long will he stay with you? When they see somebody else has got a shiny new thing, they want to go to the other person, right? So how do you develop loyal but also retain customers? And what about quality? Just now we spoke about quality, right? Sana was also talking about quality, improving quality. So was Dr. Nara was talking about quality and teamwork. So you want to increase quality, because why? Over a period of time, the quality is expected by the people, by your customers. They want higher quality. When they become knowledgeable, they become more aware. Okay. Now, in the new world, we are looking at brand. Your brand, what is your unique selling proposition? You must have a strong brand. And but you keep a brand, you must also market it. Tell to the others, tell the whole world. So strong branding, effective marketing, developing a unique identity which your customers can appreciate, and you must continuously create marketing campaigns. I see Dr. Halima is one of the best examples. She's always coming out with new flyers, new notes, new wordings. I think all of you would have seen it already in the last 10 days. These are the fantastic ways that she's also now pushing you to go into digital marketing, okay, to effectively communicate the brand message. Now with just one message, you can already communicate your message to thousands and millions. Make use of social media. That must be your goal. Again, think about these things. All these words all are talking about goals, using the digital channels, and ultimately product development and innovation. The world will not stay and wait for us. We got to innovate and be the world leader in your product or your service. You have to meet the needs of your customers. Those of you who have already been in business, just imagine how it has been over the last few months and last few years. You need to meet the customers' needs. The customers' needs are always changing. Stay in touch with the trend. So you need to do research. You need to understand your customer preferences. Even though they may be loyal customers, you want to find out from them. If I'm bringing out a new product next month, what would you like? How would you like it? Ask them. Okay, now you know so much about Google search and everything else. Conduct market research and collaborate with your partners and suppliers. The suppliers will play a very important part because they may be able to tell you what's going to happen. You know, there may be a shortage of supply in the market, or there may be a new product which is coming and the old product which they've been selling you all this while will suddenly stop. So this is research. Okay, everyone around you can be an important part of providing you a research. Okay. Any questions? Any comment or any questions that you have? Any one of you?
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Nara. This is
Hi,
Dr.
Aisha.
Aisha here.
Hi,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yes. Actually, honestly speaking, as I said in my earlier meeting, that we are from education sector, but now education will not suffice, and we want to have our own startup. And as I said that I was in Amway, then I have reached 9%, then I have left it because I lack the marketing skills and persuasion for the customers. And you have written here that strong customer base. So how to have that strong customer base, that how they should, like how much time it requires actually for the startups to have the customer base, strong customer base. I mean, that is really a strong technical word, but that should be really implemented in the same strong way.
Yes, true, very true. We will, as we go into the next few pages, the next few points that I'm going to raise, we will touch on some of these things and to go into a little bit more detail. So I wanted to give you what are the main goals, what are the key goals that we will be looking for. And so some of you already have identified the goals. In your case, Dr. Aisha, as you said, maybe one of the goals is a key goal for you in your business, maybe customer acquisition, developing the loyal customer base. So I'll just quickly give you some aspects, because when you look at, for you, your industry may be something different from Dr. Nara's business, right? Or her service that she's providing. So loyal customer base, developing a loyal customer base, especially from a startup perspective. So I think the question will come back to you. Look at other people in your business, in your area. Okay, how did they start up? And what is their customer base? How did they start up with their customer base? So some businesses may just, someone may just be working somewhere. Suddenly they decided they want to become a business person. They just find one good customer and they say, okay, if I make this product for you, will you support me? Then they say yes. They resign, they start up the business. So that becomes one customer, number one customer. And it becomes a very loyal customer because they are very, very happy with your product, your pricing, etc., etc. But to continue to keep that customer as a loyal customer, you need to do something. At the same time, you cannot just depend on one customer. So you need to develop on a few more customers. So there has to be a strategy. You need to come out with that strategy. Okay. I may be able to give you some ideas. We may need to spend some time to think about that. But startups are always a challenge. You need to start with one, all right? And the number one customer, when you have, you suddenly will have a confidence. You have a confidence that you'll be able to get more customers. And then when you get more and more customers, it increases your confidence. You'll be able to then think about new ways of doing it. One customer will refer you to another customer. One customer will refer you to 10 customers. But in order for you to continue to get your customer to refer you, maybe you might want to give them a commission, a referral fee, or some gift, etc.
Audible?
Pardon? Yeah. So you may be looking at different options of how to increase your customer base. Okay. Does that give you some points, Dr. Aisha?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Thank
go into this, and then I will also touch again more on your points. You see, when we are talking about all those goals,
1 minute, Mr. Nara, Fatma, he is very much audible. You please check your audio. He is audible to all of us.
oh, okay, all right, thank you. So just now when we were talking about the goals, you already have an intention, your idea, your goals. The goals, you must put them into a certain framework. So all over the world, many people have already understood this. So tell me, all of you have heard about SMART goals, right? You all have heard about a SWOT analysis. So these are already new
Yeah,
things.
they have done also. They have done also in 5-6 class before it was done.
Yes. So when you think about these SMART goals, and when you think about the SWOT analysis, imagine that now you're talking about goals and framework. So make use of the SMART goals, make use of those methods, those methodologies. They are important frameworks. They are very, very critical for your success. Sometimes when we study a class and we say SMART goals, how do you set goals? What's your goal? Do you know why? Etc. 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 And we talk about all of those things. And then we say, yes, you do know them, but maybe you are not making use of them. Maybe you're not doing them. Maybe you're not putting them out in the best way possible. I'm trying to explain that SMART goals and SWOT analysis are very, very important tools for you. Use it as a framework. Use it as a framework, because that is going to make your business, whether it's going to succeed or not, whether it's going to grow like how you expect it to grow. Okay. When you break it out, like Dr. Halima's example just now, she came out with an idea that she wants to help 1 million people. Okay. And sometimes people call that as a big, hairy, audacious goal. It's a huge, like a big animal. It's a huge goal. Okay. But it is possible. It is achievable. It is, some people may even say it is easy. For us, it might look difficult. But if you follow the concepts of SMART, you make it very specific, it's going to be measurable, it's going to be achievable, etc. etc. Yes, you can achieve 1 million. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. Already now you have already touched thousands of people around the world. Okay, so thousands is just a number away from 1 million. So it just needs to be broken down. Success coaches always say you come out with one big goal and then you chunk it down. Okay, you chunk it down. That means if you're going to achieve this particular goal, just now the goal we were talking about, if you want to achieve this goal, do 5 things every day. Call 5 people, call 5 prospects, sell 5 items, sell to 5 people, example. And by if you keep doing that over a period of time, yes, you will certainly reach 1 million. At the same time, when you do the SMART goals, you also understand what are your strengths and weaknesses, what are your opportunities and threats. Okay, so remember this. I just wanted to put this up as a reminder for you. Lean startup. Okay, I'm not sure whether you all have heard about lean startup. Lean startup, lean methodologies. Lean methodologies means use as much as possible, just like like the seesaw, right? You use the fulcrum, you leverage. So use the fulcrum method and use as little resource as possible to achieve maximum results. Use the 20-80 rule. Okay. Start thinking about, like now when Dr. Aisha talks about as a startup. So as a startup, you want to run in quickly and achieve as much as possible. You cannot wait because you have limited amount of capital. You have limited amount of time. You have to achieve a certain target by a certain time. How can you achieve that goal, that target, within that little time that you have, within that little resource that you have allocated, within that little number of manpower or woman power that you actually have? Okay, how do you achieve? So this is where you come in and you again analyze. You understand what is the methodology of lean technologies, lean management principles, and then use them. So that is another framework that you can use. The other two frameworks which I wanted to talk to you about was the business canvas model. Okay? When people actually have goals, business goals, the business canvas model is one of the models which is very structured. It has got a very good format, and it helps you to get every single item that you need to achieve on one big canvas, on one big piece of paper. Okay, and I'm not sure whether you've seen that, but let me explain to you what is a business canvas model. So this business canvas model, again, I will send this to you, and I will also give you 2 or 3 websites that you can actually go in to get more details on how to fill in the details of all of this, as well as the concepts. But in this time that we have, I wanted to show you this is your entire structure of your business. Okay, those of you who are already in business, just imagine this. You may already know this, but who are your key partners? Okay, so same thing for Dr. Aisha. As she looks at, she wants to start up from her educational business. Who are the key partners that you have now, or that you are going to get? Okay, who are you going to leverage on them? Who are the key partners? Who are the stakeholders who may be able to rely on? Even your fellow teachers may be your partners. Okay, there may be others who are in the business of referring people to you. They may be your partners, associates. Okay, these are all the people who are going to become your partners. Okay, so quickly, key partners. What are your key activities? Consider the key activities that you are actually going to do in this business of yours. What are the different activities that you're actually going to do? And the key resources, the key activities could mean that, for example, if you're going to go into construction, are you just going to say, okay, I'm going to be in construction, so you're going to construct anything and everything? No, you may be thinking that, okay, these are the my proposition which I'm going to offer to my customers, and so I'm going to go into maybe house building, or I'm going to build roads, or I'm going to build bridges, or I'm going to build classrooms for the government, etc. So what are your activities? What is the activity that you are going to do? If you're going to go into teaching, what type of teaching are you going to do? Are you going to focus on preschool? Are you going to focus on kindergarten? Are you going to focus on lower secondary, upper secondary, or primary schools? Or are you going to just go and do general coaching for adults, adult coaching, pedagogy? So, example, those are the key activities. Resource. What are your resources that you have? How much of money do you have? How much of time are you going to put into this? If you're especially like in the case of women, if you're already in the family, you've got husband, you've got children, you've got others whom you're looking after. Okay, what are your resources? How much of time can you allocate for your business? 2 hours a day, 6 hours a day? Are you going to do a full-time job, 8 hours a day? Who are your resources? Who else is going to help you? Have you got employees? If you've already got employees, okay, identify who are their resources. If you've got employees, if you've got, let's say in the construction business or educational business or food business, etc., who are your resource? Who are your key resource? You've got 20 people, but among the 20, who is the key person? You cannot afford to lose that person, right? If you suddenly lose that person, your business gets affected. So you've got to look after that person. You've got to train the person. You've got to make that person do more than what they do now. What is your value proposition? What are you going to offer to your customer more than me? Otherwise, one day I will be coming to your place and I will be taking away your customers. So what is the unique product or service that you are going to offer? How are you going to offer it to them? And what is going to make it better than someone else in your next door, in the next door building? In the same building, suddenly you find a competitor. So what is your value proposition? Customer relationships. How are you going to manage customer relationships? And who are your customers? What is the next one? What is the channel? How are you going to do the marketing for them? Okay. Which are the marketing channels which you will use? Is it digital? Is it some places, maybe in some area of the world that you are dealing with, maybe they are not so digitally enhanced yet. So how are you going to reach them? Are you going to do by word of mouth? Is someone going to go there? Are you going to go there? Okay, what's the channel? How are you going to build the different customer segments? Okay, who are your different customers and what is the segment that they are in? So when you need to find out all of this structure, this is a super structure in the business canvas model. It will give you an aspect of which is key areas, which are your weaknesses, which are the strengths, and also the opportunities. What's your cost structure? For example, if you are going to produce building materials, or you're going to buy the building materials, what is the cost structure? How much is the basic cost? How much is the transport cost? How much is the labor cost? If you use new technologies, you use innovative methods, maybe your cost structure will become lower, but you have a fixed cost. The initial cost, the startup cost is going to be higher. Okay, so you must keep on innovating as you go along. So this business canvas model, start filling this up. Okay, just start filling it up. We can also help you with all of these things. And as you start filling it up, even if you fill it up very roughly, then you will see new ideas coming to you. Okay, what are your revenue streams? Today your revenue stream may be this 1, 2, 3. Okay, but now you already got 2 businesses, you got 3 businesses. Tomorrow you may start the 4th business. Maybe by end of the year you want to sell off one of your business, one of your revenue stream, and then you want to focus on the other 2 revenue stream, because those 2 revenue stream is giving you more income than your existing other 2 revenue streams. So you want to sell off the 2 and then focus on the other 2. Okay, so a lot to digest in just this quick aspect, but like I said, this is going to give you a very, very powerful tool. And I'm not sure whether you have heard of this, but like I said, this is one powerful tool which I use very often, and I would encourage you all to use this. So again, in summary, what is a customer segment? You identify the specific group of customers that you are targeting. What is your value proposition? You describe your unique value that you will provide for your customers. Okay. Channels, that means you identify the various channels which your business will use and how you will reach, how you will interact with customers. Today you can see, as in the digital world, the education business has changed super fast in the last 4 years. Although hybrid teaching was there a long time back, now suddenly everybody went online. Everybody had to go online. Universities were closing down. Many universities have closed shop. But the channel, some who used hybrid now are doing very well. Okay, because they quickly did a SWOT analysis. They quickly changed their methodology. They went out to reach the business into areas which previously they were not reaching, and now they've got new customers. Okay, the customer relationship, you have to describe how you will build, how you will build and maintain. Okay, so revenue streams, different sources of revenue, key resources, key critical resource that you're looking at. Okay, key activities, just now we spoke about the key activities you need to perform in order to satisfy the value proposition that you offer to your clients. Partnerships, the key partnership is something which you will need to establish, because some things you cannot do by yourself, correct? You all know that, whether it's men or women, it doesn't make a difference. Some things we don't do. Some people may do it very well. I may do financial modeling very well. I don't know much about manufacturing businesses, for example. So what I do in my group of mind mapping group of 10 people, so I have supply chain, I have legal, I have business resources, I have people who can do audit, etc. So I got key partners. And this business, I can then go out and say, I can support all kinds of businesses. So people don't just think, oh, Nara is a finance guy. So this is a key partnership that I have built. So in the same way, you need to think about it. Think about it, even if you don't achieve it today, it's okay. But you may then start looking for key partners to give you support when you need it in future. The cost structure can either make or kill the business. If you do not identify your cost associated with delivering the value proposition, then you are going to have a lot of Okay, this is the business canvas model. There is something new. This is something which you can think about as well. And this is something new called the impact canvas. The business canvas does not talk about the 9 different aspects. The impact canvas is a slight variation. And today there is so much of importance given for the social, the environmental, social, and governance, ESG. Okay, so the impact canvas model also talks about the social model. You remember all these things did not talk about the environment, it didn't talk about the sustainability, it didn't talk about social aspects. All this is talking about the business aspect. For umpteen years, decades and decades, we have been talking about business canvas model. Now, suddenly we have to talk about this. So you will be thinking, if I'm going to do social work, it's going to impact my business. Why should I do that? But in today's environment, you have to show that you are sustaining your business by also impacting society, the environment, corporate governance. Okay? Particularly useful for women entrepreneurs who are looking to create businesses that are not only profitable, but also will contribute to your social need in your communities around the world. Okay? So that's my 5 frameworks. So please make use of these frameworks and try to link them up. Some of them are easily linked. Some of them are already linked. Some of them you are good in, you may be very good in the SMART goal setting method. But setting the goal alone is not the issue. You've got to actually have link up all aspects of the business. So use the business canvas model and link up all of those 5 frameworks that we spoke about. Just now we spoke about so many different things. Last week I talked to you all about entrepreneurial behavior. So use your entrepreneurial behavior, link it with your goals. Okay? You remember this, the sustainable development goals? And that's actually now what's happening to this impact canvas. So sustainable development goals came out earlier. So we also talk about business goals. So imagine here, the sustainable development goals talk about no poverty, talk about zero hunger, good health and well-being. So some people, I think somebody mentioned about going into health products. Okay, so it's one of the goals, but you can actually say, I am supporting sustainable development goal number 3. You can go out and tell people, I am an SDG supporter. So it becomes helpful for you for your marketing. You can put it on your letterhead. You can put it on your website, etc. So use these sustainable development goals to build brand, to build loyal customers. So people will be even thinking, maybe some governments will be thinking, oh yeah, these are the quality education. See, just now Dr. Aisha was talking about quality education. You are looking at quality education as already a sustainable development goal number 4. It's already there. But you can now use this as a branding and even go further. Okay, so infuse these things into your goals. So I hope that was useful. I know it's always fast. I'm always talking very fast to convey the message to you all, and I hope that was something that gave you a good picture of the framework. All right. So that's all for my sharing, and I will be very happy to take any questions and feedbacks.
Mr. Nara, it was a very informative session. I will take some of your points. I will add to my goals.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nara. And when you do that, do let me know, because I would be very happy to hear which aspect, in which way did you make a change, or in which way did you improve? You know, in which way did you support and improve what you're already doing? So I'll be very happy to hear that, and then I may also give you any support that I could.
Yeah. For example, that last point you mentioned about that sustainable goals.
Yes.
I think when I advertise my book, I can join that health and well-being. Uh,
Excellent.
yeah,
Good.
that I can do
Yes.
from now on.
Correct.
Thank you
And
very much.
you're most welcome. And you can do a bit more research. Do a bit more research
Yeah,
because actually it's very important. It's very important to do some research. The reason why I can tell you this, for example, you mentioned about the product, right? And
yeah.
what is the product that your product is?
My product is one book about overthinking and its cure.
Oh, okay, all right. So when you look at the health aspect of it, it may give you certain points when you do the research, and then you will
Yeah,
link that up to what you are doing. And then you see how that link is, and then it gives you the confidence and the authority to actually speak about it. Because when you just say, "Yeah, I linked it up," I'm part of the Sustainable Development Goals, and I'm helping the communities to achieve this. Someone will say, "Oh, Dr. Nara, can you explain that a little bit?" And so, yeah,
mm,
you need to know a little bit more about that. So you need to know a little bit more. One, two, three, something else.
yeah, yeah.
Okay? Sure. Thank
Thank
you so
you
much.
very much.
Any other feedbacks?
Thank you
Anybody?
very much, Mr. Nara. It was really a very fruitful session. Especially, I found myself enlightened about certain aspects of the entrepreneurship and business, because we just simply start our work without thinking these parameters. That first we have to prepare the action plan, and then we have to prepare the strategies. And due to that, we are not able to be successful in this endeavors. Especially, this problem is with those who are into the a job mindset. Like, we are the job mindset people. When we switch over from job to business, then naturally it is difficult to change our mindset. But without changing the mindset, we won't be able to do. So today I have got little insight about that. So maybe we will be able to even learn more in your 2 more sessions, so that by the end of these
Sure.
sessions, I think that we will be having our full strategical plan of our business, that what
Sure.
all we require and how we have to move ahead.
Certainly. Yes, that's very true because it's always a learning process when we are beginning, and sometimes we rush into something because that's our nature. Our nature is actually we want to rush, so we need to plan, and sometimes planning is a very cumbersome thing. So we need to think about it. We need to think about what are the different aspects that we need to plan. So when we do that planning, when we have a framework, the framework helps us to keep in touch with all the different aspects, so we don't forget or we don't leave out something, we don't omit something, and then later we have to suddenly suffer because of we omitted something, and then we will be feeling bad, and we will be complaining to ourselves that why I didn't think about this, I should have thought about this, etc., etc. Yes, I agree with you.
So thank you. Is there any other question from anyone?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam. Yes, Aisha, go ahead.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Actually, I have joined with the mobile, so that's why I'm not feeling very comfortable. But anyway, somehow I am managing because I'm in my school.
Oh my goodness. Okay, ma'am, please take care of your health and take the diet in time. I am 100% sure you are missing your food in time.
Yes, I'm having food. No problem in that. Here, the
Okay.
food style is different. It is not that 3 times meal you have to eat. Meal is only 1 time. Rest other times are snacks.
Acha, okay, okay.
Mm.
Please take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have 2 questions, Mr. Nara. What you
Yes.
said is correct. Sustainable Development Goals. I am the global ambassador for the Sustainable Development Goal 4, that is
Oh,
quality education.
awesome.
And it will be till 2030. I am the global ambassador. SDG, Sustainable Development Goal Ambassador, through AIEF, All India Education Forum. Through that platform, I have delivered 25 webinars in a series in one go. Then I have achieved that SDG ambassador. So my question, I have actually 2 questions. Please clarify. So Sustainable Development Goal 4 we have taken as a quality education, right? Now
Yes.
the startup entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship or rising in the economic growth. So this particular business goals and your workshop, that 4 series you are conducting, you're connecting to which of the goal number 8 or 9? Like 8 says economic growth and decent work, and 9 says industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So to which of the goals that you are connecting to?
Very, very good point. So you got me there actually. But for me, I always look at it that all sharing will be for the sake of upbringing all business people, all entrepreneurs. So for me, quality education is always primary concern. But when we do quality education, then it would lead to reduction of poverty, in the sense that we are actually contributing to health and well-being. Just now, that one question which you asked, Dr. Aisha. So, for example, looking after the food. So, if we are in business and if we do not take care of ourselves or our key people, then it will affect the business, because it's a critical one person who may be the key person. So we cannot afford to lose, or cannot afford to have someone going off on medical leave, etc. So quality education then links up so many different aspects of these things. So it helps us towards poverty, etc. But primarily, I would put it as quality education. And number two, I would also look at it as a partnership, because I'm looking at how I am contributing towards partnerships for those goals, for achieving all aspects of the goals. So you mentioned two, right? One was quality education, and the other one was
Goals partnership is 17th one.
Yes.
Goals partnership is 17th one. So you are connecting
Yes.
4 and 17.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
so for
okay.
me, that would be the
we
critical
can,
aspect.
Yeah, Mr. Nara, we can even join the dots with economic growth and decent work plus industry, innovation, and this infrastructure.
Yes.
So these 4 will go together actually, in my view.
Yes, you are right. You are 100% right. And in a way, because I would be very happy to understand a bit more of how you are as an ambassador and you are doing for the AIEF, and to also see what I can be involved. For me, everywhere I go, I actually say the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN will not be achieved by 2030. It may be a different opinion you might have, but we are so close to 2030 and we are so far from achieving any of those goals in any significant aspect. So that's my complaint to the United Nations, which I've lodged, that we are not doing enough, we are not teaching people enough, we are not explaining to people enough. And no doubt there is some segments of society which is achieving more than others, but to achieve all of them is impossible. So how can we do this? And maybe quality education is the one aspect which, and partnerships, which will actually link up all the 17. Okay. Now, one is there is no one goal which is more important than the other goal, but there must be some linkage, and the linkage may be through smart partnerships, it may be through education, it may be through which will then lead on to achieving of all of the others. If you go and talk to somebody about life underwater and life on the land and all those things, maybe not everyone will fully understand that. So it comes back to education, and at which level of education. When do we start educating children or adults about those things? So I hope that explains something.
Yeah, thank you. My last question, if my mentor, Dr. Halima, permits me, I will ask. Otherwise, I will not ask. Because already I asked 3 questions. And she is in the school, so she might be busy. Ma'am, shall I ask this
if you ask
next
more
session?
questions, if you ask more questions, you get more points.
All 3 questions I asked, but last one is there in my mind. If you permit, I'll ask, ma'am.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, actually, I would like to ask, I am struggling, I am struggling literally since last 2 years to become innovative. So in my innovation series, what I have done, I have asked my class students to create the class magazines. Okay, so 20 sections were there under my control when I was officiating vice principal. Then they have produced very beautiful a class magazine. So that was my innovation. Just I said them that bring your creativity in the form of literature, drawing, or in the form of, I have given them 20 people, have given 20 themes. Like one took for the magazine, Saudi Arabia itself as a theme. Okay, so like that we have done. So that helped them to, be aware of the wider aspects of education. Then what I have done, one time I have done all the research work, and that I have named it as Edutopia. So if you want to be in utopia, a world free from worries, then you have to convert the dystopia, that is completely chaotic world, into a happy world, utopia. So for that, you should have, as you said, education, you are focusing every time. So that word I gave, Edutopia. So through Edutopia, you can convert the dystopia, the disturbed world, into a peaceful world. So somehow I'm trying to find out these kind of ways to be innovative, but is it the innovation in the real sense, or we have to, I mean, you just guide me how to become more and more innovative.
Definitely, you need to buy me an air ticket, and then I come and spend a few days with you, and then we will we will do more work. I'm joking, but so that's what you've done is actually very, very good. It's very good innovation, because innovation means taking something which already is there and then making it even better, right? So we're looking at development, or implementing new ideas and methods and technology. So you're actually using all of those. What may be other things that you may be looking at? You may be looking at gamification. Okay, find ways of gamification, of how you can use game-based methods. Okay, game-based methods and game-based elements to motivate and encourage your students to learn. Okay, other aspects would be like flipped classrooms. When you look at flipped classrooms, you're looking at giving videos and instructional videos, etc., or reading assignments. You have already asked them to do some aspects of it, so this may be other aspects. So you do flip classrooms, help them to take more responsibilities, as what you have said just now. You've got your students to take part in that, and then now they become teachers. They teach each other, then they teach somebody else, and then they bring that student to show how did they learn from your original student. Okay, so these are other ways of doing that, but that's the best way of reinforcement. And maybe ultimately is also virtual reality, talking about AI and the new world of AI. And virtual reality then helps students across to explore new environments, new experiences, and that brings a difference from the traditional environment of learning to experiential learning. Okay, so yes, I think you are on the right track, but there will always be something additional that you can add. So these are additional ways that you can actually think about. Does that sound supportive? Is that
Yeah, let me try, inshallah. This I will try. I will try this new ways.
Sure.
Okay, so thank
you.
you, Mr. Nara. I think now we have come to the end of today's
Sure.
session.
Ma'am, I have
Sure.
one more question.
Fatma, is it?
Who, Fatma has the question? Yes, Fatma, go ahead.
Sorry, sir. We are stretching a little bit. Like we have two. I have two questions. First question is that, like, I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know. I'm really scared. Will be implemented or not. So how to overcome that fear? Like, there is always a risk. So we need to untap that, by putting forward some steps. But I'm really scared. So how to overcome that?
Okay. And second question?
Second question is that, in our family, we don't have any business mindset, but I want to establish a business, a chain of schools with residential facilities. So how to, get start with that? Just I have layman, steps in my mind. So I and my family, we are looking forward to that, but initial steps don't know how to start.
Okay. Okay, good. So the first one is actually overcome fear. Overcome fear means it's almost like there are so many things that actually cause fear in us. Every time we do something new, it actually will definitely bring about a certain amount of fear. And one of the simplest things which I would say, every day you all are doing affirmations. Okay,
Yes.
you all are doing affirmations. So one of the things which I would say, my feedback is, when you put 10 different affirmations there, which is your main affirmation, which is the main focus affirmation for you for the day. So your main affirmation, let's say my main affirmation, if I was going to do something tomorrow, something new tomorrow, then I'm going to say, I am confident, I know what I'm doing, I have learned enough of what I'm doing, I am not going to be fearful. I will go there bravely and I will achieve what I need to achieve. This is my affirmation.
Yes.
There's no other affirmation. That's my affirmation. So I will be writing down that affirmation. I will be telling that to myself 10 times a day, not just one time a day, not just one time in the morning. I'll be telling that to myself 10 times a day. So it has to go into my brain, it has to go into all of my body, all of my cells. So that's actually what it means. So you overcome fear by telling yourself, this is the one. Of course, we are not trying to fool ourselves or not trying to kid ourselves. When you say that, you say, yes, this is what I'm going to do. So do you know what you're going to do? Have you listed out what are you going to do? So because you're talking about the fear, right? The fear of what? The fear of doing a new business. Overcoming the fear of doing what part of it? Going to sign up a company, going to register a business, going to start a new venture, whichever one that you're talking about. So list it out, use the canvas model, use the SMART goals, list them out, put them all on a piece of paper, think about it. Anyway, ultimately, there will be fear. You cannot eliminate the fear. So the best thing is feel the fear, acknowledge the fear. You say, yes, I am afraid. You can talk about it to your family members. You can talk about it to a close, confident person. And you may say, yeah, I'm really very fearful about this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. And so you want to think, do they have any ideas for you? Okay, do you want to share any ideas for you that to overcome that? And feel the fear, go out and do it anyway. Because if you're not going to do something dangerous, right? You're not doing something dangerous to hurt yourself or something like that. So you're going to go out, not like bungee jumping or something like that. You're actually going to do some business, right? So what's the worst thing that can happen? So what helps me sometimes is, number one, the affirmation, clear-cut affirmation about what is it that I'm afraid about. Write down what is it that you're afraid about. Because your business goal is, the canvas model is already there, is already so big, but the one fear which is inside your mind may be affecting you so much. So what is that fear? What exactly are you afraid of? Okay, and afraid, of course, afraid of failing, afraid of not doing well, afraid of making it embarrassment, making it a big business loss, maybe losing some money, losing some customers, losing confidence of the family. All these kind of things might be there. So write down your maybe the top 5 fears and work on those fears. What exactly that you are doing to overcome it? So it could be learning more about the business, and then how to overcome the business and how to overcome all those challenges. So that those are all the aspects of overcoming fear. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's really, satisfying, like the levels, like how we can overcome and the points what you said. It's really
Yeah.
working. So we'll
One
definitely
thing,
add and implement.
yeah, and of course, like the fact that you see in the family there isn't anybody else, so that is something which is new. But I find that most things that all of us are doing, somebody has already done this
Yes.
before. It is the year 2023. Whatever you are doing now, maybe it's not something new.
Yes.
Somebody has already done it before. Find out how that person has done it. So maybe it's part of research, etc. Maybe in your family they have not done it.
Yeah.
So that is something different. So that is something which you have to overcome by identifying first internally, and then speaking to somebody else, and get one supporter, get two supporters, get three supporters. They will come, slowly they will come. And when you talk to them and then you're telling them this is what I'm going to do, and then say, oh my God, Fatma, how are you going to do this? And you're going to create this, you're going to do this, are you sure you can do, etc., etc. And then you say, yes, I've thought about this, I've thought about this, I've thought about this, but I need help here, so I'm going to go and try and get help from this. Can you help me? Okay, so that's the best way.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
It was really a great session, and thank you, Halima ma'am, for inviting Nara sir to share his views and thoughts on such a great topic. So it was really need of the century, I would say.
Sure. Thank you so much. Glad this
Thank you,
and
Mr.
helpful to
Nara.
all.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you everyone for joining us. And now I have already written the instructions for the further steps. Now 48 challenge is over, and you all have to share your screenshot of the responses of the students, those who have responded you in the WhatsApp group. And tomorrow when we are going to have the session, then we will be discussing that what exactly was the reason those who have got more registration, what is their secret of success, and those who couldn't make it, where they failed, what was the strategical planning failures. So that we will do tomorrow discussion after our session. And tomorrow's session is very, very important. That is on thought management. And I think the basis of any management is thought management. That is, management starts from thought management. So everybody, please make sure that you are mentally, physically, emotionally free at that time for those 1 hour. And please complete all your obligations, family obligations, your personal obligations before 8 o'clock, so that you can freely, with concentration, you can learn, because this topic requires lots of concentration and lots of activities will be there. Paper, pen is required. Your color pencils are required, and all those things you have to keep with you when you are coming for the class tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone, and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
See you all.
Hasida, now
you.
you
Good
can
night.
end the meeting.
Okay, ma'am. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye, bye, sir.